The names that are being floated are people that are known largely for their anti-abortion views, especially the frontrunner Amy Coney Barrett.
She is an ardent abortion opponent. And there are even Republicans who think that could be a complicating factor.
Potential jurists like Amy Barrett would be devastating to individuals who believe in choice and others who believe in the rule of law.
Amy Coney Barrett is very, very anti-choice on abortion rights.
Which is in stark contrast to a couple of different things. One is where the majority of Americans are, both with regard to legal access to abortion and whether politicians should make that decision or whether that's a decision for women and their families.
She does excite the conservative voters. She excites the evangelical voters, anti-choice voters.
It's where the two meet. It's the intersection of her faith and her ability to adjudicate the law. And I think she herself would welcome questions on that.
Where people of faith, including myself, believe faith belongs in our public policy and our laws. Mostly people believe that freedom of religion means that I get to pursue my religion, but I don't get to impose it on you.
The problem I have specifically with Judge Amy Coney Barrett are her own words, and this is a quote: "A legal career is but a means to an end, and that end is building the kingdom of God." I have been consistent and you know, as long as I've ever spoken on this show, on the importance of the separation of church and state, and that's what this country was built on. It's what the Constitution was built on. So I do take issue with any judge or judicious mind that comes in maybe conflating the two.
You called her take on the law, quote, fundamentally cruel. Why?
Judge Barrett seems not to care much for the rights of minorities, of women, of immigrants.
The Amy Coney Barrett rhetoric that's going around right now about her being Catholic and her being a mom of 7, I implore the media to be careful with this. There are 64% of Americans identify as Christians, and when you start talking about Christian women like we're all commanders' wives in A Handmaid's Tale, which is something that has been happening to me since yesterday, it's going to start a narrative that could, again, be Kavanaugh.
The dogma lives loudly within you, and that's of concern.
I see no conflict between having a sincerely held faith and duties as a judge. In fact, we have many judges, both state and federal, across the country who have sincerely held religious views and still impartially and honestly discharge their obligations as a judge. And where I confirmed, as a judge, I would decide cases according to the rule of law, beginning to end, and in the rare circumstance that might ever arise, I can't imagine one sitting here now, where I felt that I had some conscientious objection to the law, I would recuse. I would never impose my own personal convictions upon the law.